Here's the problem with the Cowboys, and I've said this for years. They overpay and they overprice these players.
But again, he's young, and it's only a 4-year deal. It's not like it's a 6-year deal. So I think the amount of years is good. But
it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I like Dak Prescott.
I still think they overpaid for him, but.
Did they slightly? Maybe. But again, like I said earlier, Mike.
But again, you look at the market rate, what's going around, and this was the market rate, around $40 million for a quarterback. So now when someone else becomes a free agent, it's going to be more than $42 million for somebody.
But they did the right thing in a sense of paying paying Prescott rather than trading for Wilson, trying to make that big splash trade because Dallas needs a lot, and they can't afford to give that draft stock. They're already cash strapped as it is. Why not keep it going?
Yeah, I know, but they are cap strapped now with making this contract.
They were cash strapped before that.
They but not as bad as you think.
Yeah, but it still was bad enough considering how many holes they have on their roster.
No, I understand. The holes that they have on the roster is on the defensive side of the ball, not.
But it's still a lot of holes. That's my point. You still have to pay those guys or draft those guys.
All right. So now they're in a good spot in the draft pick, drafting at number 10, so they can make a good splash too.
They're going to get a corner. That's what they're going to do. That's their splash.
Yeah, but like Errol said, with no college sports being played this year, there's going to be a lot of surprises in the second, third, fourth round.
But defensive players also generally can, because of schemes, still take a little while in comparison to offensive talents later in the draft.
There's going to be a lot of steals in the second and third round.
I'm just saying, from a track record of just drafts, most steals come on the offensive side in comparison to defense. So
yeah, but I mean, the way the Cowboys drafted last year, they had one of the best drafts.
Yes, they did.
In the NFL.
And by the way, Jimmy Jardine says Marcus Maye was tagged, and he says F my life. Okay, and I will say this, Jimmy. It's not a bad move because next week or a week and a half from now, he becomes a free agent, and then they could lose him to free agency. You tag him, and then when you figure out how you can contract him, I still think they're going to give him a contract.
Right.
They just need to protect their asset, and being that he is a free agent, they can lose him. He's an unrestricted free agent if they didn't tag him. So I think that was a good move by the Jets.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, anyone who's listening from the Weapons Hot. I know Jimmy is. I don't think Marcus Maye was ever upset with any contract stuff.
No,
either. So I don't think that's a big deal.
No, I don't think he's going to get a lot of money. I mean, he's going to.
Right.
I mean, my whole thing is, why does Russell Wilson want out of Seattle? Something has not to be right there.
It's the offensive
coaching
line.
staff and lack of offense.
It's the offensive line. They have not built around him over the last couple of years. Russell Wilson's been running for dear life.
So that's more on the organization. He's not happy with the organization the way it's going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because they're not building around him. They have a chance to win. He's 33 years old. He wants to win now. He wants to win another Super Bowl. He's been to 2 of them. He's lost 1 of them. And he feels that this team is on the cusp of being something great, but they can't they can't bring the right offensive line help to help him grow and become the player that he believes he should be.
And now also he's seen the rest of the teams in that division really build good rosters. The Seahawks now have the worst roster in the division.
Yeah, I know, but going back to the Cowboys, I kind of knew that Dak was their man no matter what. But I mean, coming off this injury, though, I'm just a little leery on the contract.
I think the guaranteed $125 million, which is a record-breaking, that's a lot of money. But also, Dak Prescott, if you, let's say, Russell Wilson becomes available and you can get Russell Wilson, look what you would have to give up for Russell Wilson.
I know that I know you have to give up a lot.
A lot for him. Why would you do that when you have to me, a quarterback that can make the throws and do the things that you expect? And he's won in the playoffs. He's been successful in the playoffs.
Yes, you're 100% right.
He's been just as successful as Russell Wilson the last 3 years in the playoffs. It's odd. Go look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. His numbers are just as good as Russell Wilson in the playoffs in the last 3 years.
Yeah, I understand that, but for some reason the Cowboys just can never get over that hump, and I don't know what it is.
Because they give up too many assets in instances where they need to improve in areas that, like the defense, that they should be improving in, and yet they tend to go either for flashy names or overloads at other positions, like they did with the offensive line for a while, like they did not.
But the offensive line was one of the best in the NFL for years.
Right, but I'm saying they really prioritize that area and their front seven on defense, but their secondary was always pretty bad for a while.
Yeah, but now
and then their receivers were bad. Now their receivers are good and their defense isn't.
Actually, the defense was bad last year because they switched to the 4-3 instead of using the 3-4, which they were used to. But now they're going back to the 3-4.
Yeah, but they've had other years of bad defenses too. I'm not saying it was as bad as this year, but
I mean they have Quinn now, which he led Seattle to great defenses, so maybe he can change his defense.